Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle in Darkness, and I listen to the One Up podcast.
Hello, Andy. This is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So, still me, still David, still One Up Gaming, and we're still talking about the episode of 389 of the One Up Gaming podcast. This week we have like 9 games that we're going to go through, and a TV series that I have to mention that was amazing. So we'll kick straight into it. So on our YouTube channel, someone emailed us and asked if the little tiny, I can't even remember what the hell you call it now, is it the mag? No, not mag. Blooming hell. I have no idea. Right, I'll go back. Right. You know, I really should write these things down, shouldn't I? Here we go. Trig key. Where do you get mag from? Yeah. So the Trig key mini PC that I've got, it has a Ryzen 7 5800H processor, and it has 32 gig of RAM. So someone messaged us on our YouTube channel and asking us, how does Dota 2 play on it? So I had a quick go at it. I've never played Dota 2 before, so we had a quick go, and we can clearly see that it's not the best, but it runs a steady 40-45 frames per second on the settings that it loads it up. You could probably tweak it and get things changed a little bit, but as I was playing it there, it seemed to be working really well. So Trig key, little PC, Ryzen 7, it works, it's playable, you can play it. So yeah, and Dota 2, I have no idea what I was doing. I was clicking random buttons and things, and it's, yeah, I'd have a guess I'd have to sit and play it for hours just to get used to the actual game. So a game that I did kind of know what I was doing, and that was Knight Rider 2, and this was on the PS2, old classic game, and I say that ironically because it's crap, but I love the music, I love the theme, I love the fact of like this semi 3D open world environments with the car combat mechanics, with car platforming and things like that, and it just works really well. It's one of those like budget games that just works really well, and I really enjoyed the time with that game. So Knight Rider 2, good little game. New game now, well, a couple of new games now, and that was Rail Route, and this one it's a really minimalist sort of graphical style where you have to, it looks like an underground like rail sort of map, and you have to send the train on its journey at the right times and get it to pick up passengers, open and close gates to send other people on other routes. It's really good, but really complicated and hard once it gets going, and even with just like 1 or 2 trains going at the time, I found it quite difficult, to be honest, but I am quite special. So Rail Route, yes, it's a really good little game. Next up is Crash Test Idiots 2 multiplayer, and this one is a crazy freaky little game. It's a third person game like a Grand Theft Auto, but it's really cheap, it's really budget, and it is just random rubbish around, like flipping cars, like big massive swings and mallets and hammers and smashing things round. And it's one of those games that's bad, but you can still have fun. And I don't play multiplayer games, so I never played the multiplayer side of things, but I could see from the title of the game, I will say that if you can get you and your mates, like 5-6 people together, it could be quite fun just messing around. So that is Crash Test Idiots 2 multiplayer. So the next game that we played this week is called Sudden Market, and it's a bit like the UK sort of like supermarket sweep sort of TV show. It's a first person game where you have a trolley and you have to go out into the actual sort of like supermarket and pick all the things on your shopping list and get back to the tills before the security guard gets you, or before time runs out, that kind of thing. It's another one of these games that is quite bad, but it's still quite fun to play, and I can see people having quite a good time with that. Once you get used to where things are on the map, it could be quite fun. But yeah, I just didn't get that much into it, to be honest. But so then we have Gods of Twilight, and this is a very heavily focused story narrative. It's one of those visual novels. Not my sort of thing. It wasn't my sort of thing. I can't do this. Just sat there reading text after text after text. The trailer's up on the screen. If it's your sort of thing, have a look. The art style was really nice, and I liked the setting and things, but I just don't like these sort of games. So unfortunately, Gods of Twilight wasn't my sort of game. So I'll move swiftly on to the next one, and that was Soldier Yoki, or Yoki. Soldier Yoki? I don't know. And this one is another really, really, really budget, multiplayer focused first person shooter. And this one looks to have been made in a bloody, like a free to use multiplayer game engine, like the Game Maker sort of suite. And it was really bad. It controls bad, it looks bad, it moves bad, and it is just a really, really, really bad game. So Soldier of Yoki, do not recommend. It doesn't look good, it doesn't play well. And then the next game, Bardic, Quest for Love, and again it's very similar to Gods of Twilight. It's a very story focused sort of game, but unlike Gods of Twilight, there is more gameplay here. You control your little dude in a sort of like a tavern, a pub sort of setting, where you hire staff and hire colleagues and things. And yeah, it drew me in more than Gods of Twilight, but it's still not my sort of game, and I just don't recommend these sort of games. Have a look at the trailer, think if you are into that sort of game. If you are, all for you, but unfortunately I just don't get anything from these games. So Bardic, Quest for Love wasn't my sort of thing. And the last game that we played this week is Froggie, a retro platformer, and this is a really simple black and white pixel platformer, and it just feels really, really good. The controls are tight, the momentum's really good. You can sort of like stick and slide down walls. It plays very similar to the, I've completely blanked on it now, but the Super Meat Boy games. It plays very similar to them, but you are a white frog, very pixelated frog, and you jump around the levels, and it is a very basic game, but a very hard game. But the feel is there, the movement is there, the puzzles are there, the fact that you have to go into these sort of environments and get to the end. There's checkpoints in the middle, and it is just a really good platformer. I really recommend Froggie. So I guess out of all these games that we played this week, my favourite game of the week is Froggie, a retro platformer. So we recommend that one as the game of the week this week. And before I do go, I will have to say that I have been watching Wellington Paranormal. It's one of those programs that's bad. You know, it's really bad, really cringe, but I absolutely adore it. The two main characters, O'Leary and Minogue, I just think they play it so well, and I love the fact that it's meant to be like a mockumentary, sort of like following the New Zealand police force, and it is just so well done, so stupidly funny, and I love it so much. So it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 389, and we'll be back with the 10 minutes of nothing after this quick break.